Now, normally I would say boom because we're normally happy and excited because we put a new tapered seam on this that fits us fantastically, but what if you didn't put a seam on here that fits you fantastically? What if you put a new straight stitch in here and then you go to try it on and you realize you took off way too much and you think you ruined it? No, you didn't ruin it, relax. But we do need to take out the straight stitch right here. Now, we need this, seam ripper. So, with this seam ripper, all you gotta do is, well, like the name says and suggests, you gotta rip it out. I've done this so many times where, I'll get too aggressive with my measuring, I will be inaccurate with my measuring, or I'll be inaccurate with my actual straight stitch and I'll go try it on and I'm like, oh, seriously? Did I just ruin this? Are you kidding? But no, you don't ruin anything, you just have to rip it out. So, in order to rip this guy out, all we have to do is you can start kind of anywhere you want to. You can start in the middle, you can start at the top, at the bottom. We're gonna start up here. And you wanna be careful because you wanna make sure that you don't poke a hole in your garment. You just take the tip of your seam ripper right there and slide it right underneath that stitch. Then you take it and you push it up and it'll cut it. Now, the hard part is kind of sort of done. And now that we made one cut already in this stitch, you're not really gonna do any more cutting. You might need to, which we'll get to that in a second, but for this next one down here, all you really have to do is just kind of tug at it a little bit and you're gonna pull it through where it went through your garment. And as you go along, you're gonna start to see that it gets longer and longer. And the longer it gets, the easier it gets to take out. So we just slide it right in each one and just pull. To be 100% real and transparent with you, what I used to do, and a big reason why I'll end up buying cheaper clothes, let's say I'll spend $3 on a t-shirt. The reason why I do that is because I'm too lazy to do this, so I'll mess up a shirt and I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. I'll just throw it away. I won't even save it. Oh no, that's not true. I will save it. I'll save it for like scrap fabric if I want to practice on something. Otherwise, no. But if you're sewing something or if you're tailoring something that's more expensive, then, well, you want to know how to use a seam ripper. Once it starts to get too long to where you're pulling it through each and every individual stitch and you end up having to pull it through too much, you can just grab a pair of scissors and just cut it off so that you have less to work with and then just keep going. A lot of people worry about this up here. They say, well, am I gonna actually see what I did? Am I gonna see all those stitch holes? You will see them immediately, but what we can do is we can rub our hand over it and it's really gonna diminish the look of them. And then after you wash it, you will never ever have been able to guess. You will never be able to guess that someone, put a new stitch in here. You'll never see it at all. And as we pull everything through, you might be wondering, well, what's happening to the other side? Well, the other side, that's where our bobbin was, that's where our bottom stitch was. And look at that, that just goes in a straight line because we're separating that top, I'll do it like this. We're separating that top stitch from the bottom stitch. So nothing is holding this in anymore. So look, we can just pull it up just like that. Look at that, it's not attached to anything at all. The only reason why it's attached up here is because I haven't ripped out that half yet. But all this stuff down here that we already ripped out the top stitch from, it's free, it's loose. And you might snag it sometimes and you might end up cutting it. Not a big deal at all. Doesn't matter. It's kind of like you're starting at the beginning again. You just cut it and you make this top stitch, all this extra thread right here. You just kind of keep going, keep pulling it out. This is super easy to do when you're doing it for a straight stitch. And yes, you can do it for a zigzag stitch as well if you need to, but boy, let me tell you, if you want to do this for a safety stitch, which is gonna get its own video at some point, what a safety stitch is it's basically, imagine a really, really strong stitch. Oh my gosh, if you have to rip out a safety stitch, bro, you might as well set aside like 3 hours of your afternoon, a couple of Coors Lights, and then just have at it, because it takes a long time. But for a straight stitch, once you get into the rhythm, once you get going, nah, not a big deal at all. See, look at this groove I got going on now. I ruined it. I ruined the rhythm that I had. Awesome. But this is gonna take me 10 minutes. You see this shirt right here? You wanna know why this shirt is purple? Well, I'm gonna tell you why this shirt is purple. This is an old workout shirt that I used to work out in. It's a Viking shirt. And this is gonna be awesome when I look back on this video in, let's see, what month is it? It's February. So 1 year from now, when we're playing in the Super Bowl, I'm gonna look back and say, hey, maybe I should have kept that shirt. It would have been good luck. Skol! I'm just kidding. All of you guys are gonna give me a hard time in the comments now and say, yeah, you guys are gonna win the Super Bowl, huh? Yeah, good luck getting past Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I know, okay? All right, I know. Once you get down here to where you did all of your back stitching, it can be a little bit tough. You might need to make a couple more cuts and thread it through a little bit more than you normally would. So that's why you don't want to do back stitching back and forth a bajillion times, because if you have to rip it out, well, you're gonna have a bad time, brother. See, that's it. You can see a little bit, just a little bit, where that new stitch that we put in was originally, but the more we rub it, the more it's gonna go away. And again, I'm telling you, I promise you, I swear to you, once you put this in the washing machine, everything just goes back to normal. That's all there is to it, like it never happened. SD out, deuces!